It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. To get a team to go all the way and to get to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl is very difficult to do. Trust me when I tell you, it's really, really hard to do. For them to be able to continuously be able to do that and lose, as the more successful you are, everybody wants a piece of it, right? So you start losing some free agents to other teams that say, hey, I want that guy on my team to bring some leadership. So for them to be able to continuously be at the top of the mountain year in and year out with the difference in changes and all that stuff. It's Andy Reid can't say enough good stuff. And then when you got to have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes that can pull magic out of a hat over and over and over again, it blows me away. At the beginning of the season, they're winning games but barely, and there's some
Right.
tight. And I'm like, man, do they have what it takes again this year? And sure enough, I mean, it just keeps going, and they beat really good teams all the time by the way that they do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't say enough good stuff. And if they can three-peat, I think that's the first team to ever do it. I will take my hat off to them and say, my gosh, that's like, you want to talk about dynasties. I've been part of teams that they call dynasties. If they can pull this one off, yeah, you've got 100% of my respect for sure. You still have 100% of my respect,
Right.
but I can't say anything other than, dude, not worthy, right? I mean, it's awesome.
Right. Yeah, no, and like you said, to do it in the salary cap era is crazy. You've heard people say, could they rightly be called as the best team ever, the most dominant run ever, at least? Or is Patrick now surpassing Tom? Although obviously Tom would still have substantially more amount of Super Bowls, but has Patrick passed Tom as somebody who has played with Tom Brady? You played with Peyton Manning as well. What do you say to the most dominant team ever
Well,
and the greatest quarterback ever?
there's definitely an argument for that, right? I cringe to say that because I've been around some of the best players, best quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, and I love Tom and Peyton. I've never played with Patrick, but I can only assume if you're his teammate, you feel exactly the same way about him as I feel about those guys. And so, I've always said Tom's got 7 Super Bowls. Until somebody does something that he hasn't, he's still the man, right? But we're getting to something that even the great Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and that team
Yeah.
has not done. So if they can pull it off this week, in 2 weeks from now, yeah, I dare say you got an argument, right? You
Yeah.
definitely have an argument, and people will say, Joe Montana or this or that, and I think we can all agree that I don't know if we can ever agree that who is the best ever, but Patrick is right there now. I mean, and that whole team, Andy Reid, one of the greatest coaches. I mean, you can't go 7 years straight and 3 Super Bowls straight without making a damn good game plan week in, week out, dealing with injuries, dealing with free agency, and then and to be able to continue to do it, yeah, it's like it's super impressive no matter who's looking through the hourglass at that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Is that the advantage, Adam? I mean, the Eagles roster is incredible, great roster. But you look at not just do you have, I think, 4 lock Hall of Famers on the Chiefs, counting Andy and Chris Jones, obviously being the other one with Travis and Patrick. But you've got these two immortal figures in Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes that are legends. I mean, is that the advantage heading into February 9th?
I definitely think so, right? I mean, now you can't shy away from the fact that Philly was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They've got some experience. They've been a very good team for. Do they have? To go down the list of superstars they have too, right? I mean, you've got some guys there that know how to win football games and play well and all that stuff. So by no means is this a shoe-in guaranteed win. I think the two best teams in football are playing in 2 weeks from now. So that's wonderful. That's what we all wanted, right? It's awesome to see it. But yeah, you look at what Patrick and Andy Reid have done together, and it's wonderful because there's no well, is it Bill or is it Tom? You've
Right.
heard all of that
Yeah.
so many years, and I think those two guys go, who cares? Let's just keep winning,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it's fun to watch those guys because they're so good at what they do, and they mesh so well together. And Coach Reid seems like he seems like a super nice guy, but on the other side, I guarantee X's and O's, he's a genius, and he's probably cutthroat as hell. Like, hey, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna win this game. And we're
Yeah.
gonna do what we do. So it's fun to watch them play, and I'm really excited for the game. I'm like, I go back and forth, and you're like, man, Philly knows how to control the clock and do this, and with their running game, can they stop and can they keep Patrick and those guys off the field? In my mind, that's what makes this game so interesting and intriguing because the team, I feel like the team that doesn't turn the ball over and doesn't have a bunch of penalties and doesn't shoot themselves in the foot on third down and you have to punt away, like this could go either way. I mean, honest to God, there's no guarantee in either one of these. I mean, if you go, hey, I think Philly's going to win, or hey, I think Kansas City, yeah, I mean, absolutely, you could argue either way.
But I can't let you go without talking about what you're doing with Colt. And of course, when it comes to gun manufacturers out there, been around forever and one of the leaders in the industry. You have teamed up with them for the Safety Impact Award, trying to make sure people who own guns keep themselves safe. Why don't you tell us what you got going on with Colt, Adam?
Yeah, no, absolutely. When they reached out to me a while back and said, hey, listen, we're doing this campaign, the Safety Impact Awards, highlighting the crucial mission of educating everyone on safety and responsible firearm ownership, I was like, absolutely, I want to be a part of this. You bet, right? Because no matter if, and born and raised in South Dakota, I did a lot of hunting and fishing and outdoors type of stuff growing up as a kid. And I still enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
But I think no matter if you like guns, you dislike guns, you say, I'd never have one in my house, I'd never do this or that. I think we can all agree that the importance of responsible firearm ownership, keeping them away from kids, keeping them out of reach, handling them correctly so there's no accidents, any of that stuff. So when they said, "Hey, would you like to be a part of this?" I'm like, absolutely no brainer. Say no more. I want to be a part of it. So myself, Clay Matthews, Joe Thomas, and Fletcher Cox all are working with some nonprofit organizations to make an impact and keeping communities informed and safe. So if people want to vote, please do. Please go online, safetyimpactaward.com. There'll be you can vote for whoever you want. Vote for me if you want. But
Right. I
you
understand
can
there's some
literally
money on
vote
the
for
line here,
whoever.
right?
And the nice thing about it is Colt is donating $1 to the winning nonprofit organization for every vote cast. So I
Wow.
don't think it's just about, that. There's some skin in the game too for you that end up going online. By voting, you'll be entered into the Colts big game sweepstakes. So if there's a safety during the Super Bowl, you get a chance of winning up to $100,000 from Credova. And so in my mind, it's a no-brainer. You can help
Awesome.
push the message out there, one, but there's something for you too. So you got a chance of winning some good money. And so go to safetyimpactaward.com before January 31st. And vote, and let's make a difference. Let's make a difference in the world and save some people and do what we should do, right?
Absolutely, incredibly worthy cause. And there was there was a Super Bowl in the Chiefs divisional round game, right? To end the game there. So safeties happen
There you
in these
go.
big games.
Absolutely. We got our fingers. I don't think most people care about safeties normally, but this is the one time that
Right.
I'm praying and hoping and praying for a safety so somebody can win some big bucks.